with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Mark Salday, and thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live as we check some of the stories we're following at Erie News Now. Beginning with the big one out of West Texas. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos back safe on the ground at this hour. That's after shipping his most important package yet, himself, right into space.
Command start. 2, 1.
Yeah, Bezos and 3 other passengers launching from West Texas to the edge of space this morning, crossing that boundary between the atmosphere and space at 62 miles above the Earth. The 3 others on board, Bezos' brother Mark, 82-year-old aerospace pioneer Mary Wally Funk, along with a Dutch 18-year-old by the name of Oliver Damon. Now, today's trip makes Funk the oldest person to head into space, and then Damon the youngest. The 4 floating in microgravity for a few minutes before safely returning to Earth. The whole thing taking less than a half an hour's time. Well, we're counting down to Friday's opening ceremonies of the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. The COVID-related issues continue there. We have learned this morning a couple of key basketball players for Team USA running into COVID issues, one on either side of the gender fence for Team USA basketball. Guard Zach LaVine on the men's squad entered health and safety protocols and actually didn't take the trip to Tokyo as scheduled on Monday. And Team USA basketball says that decision to leave the 26-year-old Chicago Bulls player back in the States was made out of an abundance of caution. They hope to have him join up with the team later this week. On the women's side, Katie Lou Samuelson announcing on Instagram she'll miss the games completely. That's after testing positive for COVID-19. Now, she says she's fully vaccinated and has been taking all the precautions. She plays with the Seattle Storm of the WNBA here in the States and says she's devastated, saying competing in the Olympics has been her dream since she was a little girl. Health experts saying data now suggests that the Delta variant of the coronavirus is more transmissible among young people, and that is raising some new questions about how school is going to look come fall. The news, the COVID case numbers are now climbing in all 50 states since stock prices plunging on Monday. Fears of another shutdown fueling that price drop on Wall Street. And now the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending all kids over the age of 2 wear those masks when they return to school this fall, regardless of their vaccination status. And they're making the same recommendation for members of the school staff. That pediatricians group says universal masking is necessary because much of the student population is not vaccinated yet, certainly not the younger ones, and it's just hard, they say, for schools to determine who is vaccinated. Well, here at home, the rain, for the most part, wound down a couple days ago, but still the issues with flooded creeks, streams, and rivers continue. Up in western New York this morning, 4 people are being hailed as heroes for their quick actions when they heard cries for help coming from a river nearby on Monday morning. Basically, it was a right place, right time moment for this foursome. Mike Campbell of western New York got some help in this rescue effort from Merle Delcamp, Dean Bennett, and Patty Carlson. This all happened about 6:30 in the morning on Monday. The folks in this group say they don't know yet why that man, who they believe was in his 50s or 60s, was walking the banks of the Chattacoin River up in Jamestown before he fell in yesterday morning. But they say he had just his underwear on when they managed to grab him.
Able to grab a hold of his wrist, and he was holding on to a vine. And when I got a hold of him so I wouldn't let it go.
He was white when we got him out. He was just as white as a sheet.
Yeah, heroes, impromptu heroes up in Jamestown, New York. This group says they're just thankful they were able to get that man out of the river. Jamestown police, they also say, got there within minutes to help with that rescue effort. Yeah, those water issues connected to the recent rain continue down in Crawford County as well, where boaters on CONNEAUT Lake are being told to take it slow because of the high water. The State Fish and Boat Commission says boat speeds are going to be limited to slow, no wake levels down in all of CONNEAUT Lake, and that'll be the rules until further notice. Already high waters damaged some boats down on CONNEAUT Lake as well as the docks there. When our cameras were in that area on Monday, we found lake water basically just pouring right into the parking lot. Boaters there say they haven't seen CONNEAUT Lake's level this high in years. And the cleanup efforts are going to continue in Titusville after a bunch of rain came down on Saturday, 8 inches in spots, leaving parts of roads, homes, and even businesses in Titusville underwater. This is the Titusville Ironworks building, just wound up filled with water over the weekend. Now, city leaders in Titusville say they are putting together a plan right now to try and prevent this sort of flooding in the future. And it's certainly a rough couple of days for kayakers and the folks who have wound up having to rescue them from the waters of French Creek. The Fish Commission says all the heavy rain is leading to some dangerous changes when it comes to the conditions on French Creek. And over the weekend, those changeable conditions led to 3 days worth of rescue calls from kayakers. And David, we got a little bit of a haze in the sky above Erie today. And you were mentioning earlier this morning, this is some haze connected to wildfires a long way away.
Yeah, out west and also into Canada, western Canada as well. So much of the eastern, at least the northeastern part of the U.S., kind of looking like this out there. Very hazy conditions, almost looks like a big city look with smog. And we're not dealing with that kind of air pollution, but still at the ground level, we do have high enough areas of that air pollution to possibly cause some problems for those with respiratory illnesses. So just take your time today, maybe limit your time outside. 74 degrees with that westerly wind at 7 miles per hour. And we will see temperatures getting into the 80s before the end of the day. Close up look, you can see that washed out sky right now with our Oliver's rooftop cam. Looking good down by the bayfront. Hazy sunshine, a warm afternoon. Just a very isolated shower as we get towards the end of the afternoon. Right now, visibility is good across the area. We started off with a little bit of fog out there in the Warren and McKean counties. Right now, temperatures in the lower and middle 70s. So we are working our way up in a fairly decent way for today. So Futurecast will bubble up some clouds as we get into the afternoon. Maybe a very spotty shower, not really showing much there. There could actually be one tries to drop in from the lake as we get towards 6, 7 o'clock, but that would be very stray. And as we head into your Wednesday, really to start off the day, could be a little on the wet side with some of those showers in the forecast, and even a couple more as we make that turn into the afternoon, but just not a whole lot going around. And certainly not looking at any big heavy rain that would lead to any additional flooding. But of course, the ground is extra soggy and it can't really take in too much more water. Temperatures today, we're into the lower 80s as we get into the afternoon. We'll watch for maybe a stray shower out there towards Cockerington, Titusville. Temperatures into the lower 80s. And we've also got lower 80s for Warren County. So a pretty warm day overall, but temperatures coming down. I mentioned the rain later tonight. That's part of a cold front that will be dropping those temperatures. And I'll get to that 7-day in just a moment.
And a fairly safe bet that they're going to be partying like it's 1999 down on Erie's Bayfront tonight. Yeah, it's all about a tribute to Prince. Yeah, it's a tribute band calling themselves the Purple Madness. They say they are the world's ultimate tribute band to Prince, and they are set to hit the IMR Amphitheater stage down at Erie's Liberty Park tonight. Yeah, concert number 3 in the 8-week-long 8 Great Tuesdays concert series. The Breeze Band from right here in Erie going to open up the show. And of course, Erie News Now is once again a proud sponsor of 8 Great Tuesdays. The music, the fun, the purpleness, all set to start right around 6:30 tonight. The Purple Madness hitting the stage at 8 p.m. And David, you were talking about some potential anyway for a little rain, maybe getting into that purple party.
Yeah, it could be a very stray shower, but I think for the most part, I mean, we're looking pretty good. It would just have to be a very random shower to show up. And yeah, there could be one around, but hopefully it doesn't land right over Liberty Park. So yeah, you know, it could be fitting then. As we look ahead over the next couple of days, you can see that temperatures sliding down a little bit into the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday, staying in the 70s. A few showers around during the morning. Still can't rule out another one possibly into the afternoon. Nice conditions, feeling good by Thursday, even Wednesday as well. Friday, we've got those temperatures back up to around 80 degrees. Few more showers start to show up in the forecast, especially as we get Saturday night, then into Sunday. That may be our best chance for rain over the next couple of days. So again, we're seeing more dry time than we are wet, which is good news for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us here on Facebook Live for this edition of the NOWCAST. We will do it once again right around the same time tomorrow. 30 minutes of news headed your way at noon on WSEE. I'm Mark Soliday. Have a great Tuesday.